Drive and Live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Discard those fake and substandard products within your disposal or face the wrath of the law. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Boluma, warns as agency commences aggressive search for such goods across the country. Stakeholders harmonize process of African standards for fertilizer. A warm welcome to Standard and You this Easter, and glad to know that you've had a pleasant and rewarding celebration. Our best wishes to you as you enjoy the rest of the holiday. And thanks for watching the program. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo. I have got a lot to share with you that will be after this message.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigeria SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards to improve made in Nigeria products for export. We have developed more standards for products like sesame, cocoa, gari, and more, courtesy of our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turned around time for SUNCAP, MANCAP, and other certification processes. SON has intensified market surveillance, raids, and seizures to reduce substandard products in circulation, and offenders shall be prosecuted. Join SON in ridding our nation of substandard products. If you see something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
Are you one of those who deal on fake and substandard products? It's time you desist from such illegal business. This is because the Standards Organization of Nigeria has resumed a market-to-market search for substandard products. Guess what? They were at the popular Aspanda market in Trade Fair Complex, Ojo, Lagos, and evacuated substandard products worth millions of naira. I witnessed the exercise and brought back this report. Please take a look. This cleanup exercise by officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria is part of measures by the agency to protect consumers and locally made goods from unfair competition. The SON team was led by the agency's head of market surveillance, Issa Sulaiman. It was a visit which caught many of the traders at this market by surprise, as officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria randomly visited some outlets of the markets in search of fake and substandard products.
The raid that took place at Aspanda was at the instance and directive of the Director General, Mr. Osita Boluma. There were reports, consistently we've been having complaints on the products at Aspanda, that is Auto Parts, Spare Parts, Machinery Dealers Association. And the problems had to do with the auto parts. That happens to be the largest market. In fact, they said in Africa, but I know it's a very big market because most containers that come in with auto parts actually go to Aspanda. So based on the directive that was given to us, we were given specific shops and locations to raid. And the raid was very massive. And we targeted those shops that had, and it was just a few products, tires and batteries.
It was a rigorous exercise conducted for several hours. From one outlet to another, officials of the SON inspected the various goods and, when necessary, took samples for further investigation.
I said we have identified the key products, what we call life endangering products. And that's why tire is there, brake pad, and all these products. Apart from even those that cause direct danger to life and property, those that also cause losses. Because you can imagine where a truck owner spends maybe 500,000 to repair the engine, and then suddenly after a month it goes bad again. So that is serious loss, not only to the owner but to the economy. And when we are now looking at the government's effort in recovery and growth, So this is key. So all agencies of government will contribute, and then SON too will contribute towards these things. That has to do with quality, that has to do with the quality infrastructure, which is the main thing now, project of government.
At the end of the exercise, it was discovered that some dealers were engaged in rebranding of car batteries, sale of fake rotor and substandard expired tires. Perpetrators of this fraudulent practice had their stores sealed, and such goods were evacuated by officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to the agency's warehouse.
Places, I do not do anything to you. Don't intimidate me.
Importing substandard product, that's the rotor head, with somebody else's brand name, WSK. And for the last 4 or 5 years, all efforts to force him to stop the illegal activity failed. We raided that place, that was I think about 3 years ago, and we took action against him. He went to court, and his case could not stand. It was thrown out, So, but unfortunately, he continued with the illegal activity. And that was why the management directed that action should be taken. This time around, we have to evacuate, which we're evacuating right now, as we have seen. And then the man will be prosecuted. He'll be taken to court. So that's why the arrest took place.
SON warns that the exercise will be conducted nationwide, adding that measures are in place to develop more capacity to deal with the menace of fake goods in Nigeria.
The trucks need regular overhaul of the engine. Unfortunately, these parts that are packaged to look genuine cause a lot of problem. In terms of safety, for example, you know what happens when the truck brake fails. It clears a whole lot of vehicles, and if it's carrying petroleum products, for example, then there will be fire outbreak. And even the inner engine parts, for example, this piston now that you could see, the ring is already rust. It's rust. You can see rust on this. So the implication is the truck can fail on the middle of the road, and it cannot be cleared. And so there you now start having multiple accidents and all, So the implication is really, really serious. And that is why this issue of faking will not be taken lightly. You find out that a lot of the drivers and even the mechanics, they may know the work, yes, but you find out that there is also ignorance. And sometimes also because of the cost, people patronize these products, and then, but the impact and the effects also to the economy is very, very high. So, but I will call on, please, the dealers, to always ask questions. SON has standards, and we can also test this product. So they should ask questions. They don't have to come to us. Our site is there, and we also have help desk numbers they can call. So where they are not sure of the quality of the product, they can come to us, and then since also we hope to have better collaboration with the market dealers this time around in terms of quality.
Muna fata shekaru na da za su zo, mutanenmu za su yi la'akari da aikin da muke yi, kuma za su lura cewa ya fi cancanta ka sai abu na kwarai da ka sai abu na arha.
Ka yi mezie n'obodo anyị a, ka yi mee ka ihe a na-eme n'obodo anyị a, ma ihe a na-ebubata n'obodo anyị a ọ dị mma. Anyị na-ayọ biko ka anyị jikọọ aka, na asị na ofu aka adịghị ekechi ngwugwu. Ka anyị jikọọ aka ka Nigeria wee wọrọ anyị obodo.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká lajú wálẹ̀, gbogbo tá a bá máa fún wa rà, ká rí pé ó tó pé ojú òṣùwọ̀n. Èyí tí ò bá yé wa, ká pé tó bá mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀, ó tó wà sọ́nà. Èyí tá a bá dẹ̀ rà tí ò bá pójú òṣùwọ̀n, ẹ lọ sí Standard Organization of Nigeria. Iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ tó bá súnmọ́ yín jù, ẹ lọ ṣàlàyé fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n á ràn yín lọ́wọ́.
Welcome to the world of standard and quality, where we offer you information on product safety and quality. The program is Standard and You.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
You're still watching Standard and You. The raid you watched was on Monday last week. On Tuesday and Wednesday same week, men of the SON's Inspectorate and Compliance stormed major warehouses in Lagos. Guess what? They went all out looking for where these unscrupulous businessmen hide their substandard goods in large quantities. Destination was Apapa in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. Please take a look. This unscheduled visit to number 5 Chibueze Street, Musafejo in Alaba is coming a day after the SON sealed several outlets at the popular Aspanda market in Trade Fair Complex. The traders were unaware of the exercise, as most owners of warehouse fled the vicinity for fear of being arrested by the police attached to the inspection team. The owners of this warehouse failed to produce import documents of the goods. It was the same story at this warehouse on same street, where the owner was unable to provide authentic import documents of goods found in his warehouse at number 7. The owner of this warehouse at number 1 Ayodele Street, Alaba, engaged in rebranding of selling popular brands. No one was on ground to claim ownership of this warehouse, as at the time, men of the SON visited.
That's what we're moving from warehouse to warehouse, from market to market, from road to road, from borders to airports, so that we'll be sure that nobody leaves these points with substandard products into the country, where unsuspecting consumers who do not know, because they rely so much on the capacity of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, they rely so much on the staff who have been sufficiently trained to make sure that these products do not leave to the market. And so that's why you could see us moving from place to place, and all those products we have picked must be properly assessed. We must find out how they came in, must find out the quality characteristics by testing them, because our labs are properly equipped and we have the right personnel, trained, certified. So we need to do the needful by making sure that those that are substandard do not go into circulation. And wherever they are, we recall them.
While these men were busy conducting their search, 2 other teams were at different locations within the metropolis ascertaining the quality of goods in those areas. Idris Benny was at Comfort Obo Street, Kirikiri, where he sealed 2 warehouses. Obia Okorie led the 3rd team to Afro Media Junction, Okokobaiko, where 2 warehouses stocked with batteries, energy-saving bulbs, and electrical appliances were sealed. Director, Inspectorate and Compliance, Bid Obai, puts the entire exercise in perspective.
Every state in the 36 states of the Federation, including Abuja, we are properly monitoring what is going on there. And that is why we are on this. This is going to be a continuous exercise, and we are going to tell Nigerians that SON is alive to its responsibilities. And we are going to continue, and we are going to ensure that nobody suffers the dangers of substandard products. And also that Nigeria becomes a place where products that are made in this country become competitive. Because when they are of the right quality, they compete with made in Nigeria products. And then the Nigerian products, when they are also being bought by Nigerians, we create jobs for our teaming youth. We also improve the economy. So that is why SON is doing this, to encourage the small-scale industries to grow, and those who are doing it well to continue to do it well. We are saying that Nigerians should please check with the nearest SON office before they want to import any product for the specifications, for the relevant standards for these products, so that when you send it to your manufacturer overseas, they will see the requirements of Nigeria. These are requirements of Nigeria. And when you send them out, the people will now use them to manufacture these products that will come into Nigeria. And when they come into Nigeria, we give the express entry into the country. That's the essence. Quality is the same.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, the program is Standard and You, Nigeria's foremost television program on product safety and quality. It comes to you on this station Mondays at 6:30 p.m. It's an initiative of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. Moving on to more stories, arrangements are being concluded by stakeholders to ensure that only quality fertilizers find their ways into the country and by extension, Africa. The National Mirror Committee on Agronomy and Related Products gave this indication at a meeting in Abuja during this week. Here are details of that meeting.
Members of this technical committee are drawn from the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Agriculture and Rural Development, Consumer Protection Council, the National Environment Standard and Regulation Agency, Shedder Science and Technology Complex, Fertilizers Producers and Suppliers Association, and the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, represented by a director in the DG's office, Barrister Richard Agu, told the gathering that the focus of the meeting was to come up with Nigeria's position in the harmonization process of African standards for fertilizer products. The objective of the exercise is to develop standards that will bring about enhanced agricultural yields and promote trade within the continent. He stressed the need for members to come up with practical standards that will guide manufacturers, promote effective and efficient regulation to guarantee bumper harvest without compromising on the safety of the environment and that of the consumers. Professor Nabuk Okon Eddy of Kaduna State University was chairman of the National Mirror Committee on Agronomy and Related Products.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, garri, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for SUNCAP and MANCAP to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join the Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. The Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
Talking safety and quality, the Standards Organization of Nigeria took its product sensitization to the electronic market in Abuja. The focus of the exercise was to promote standardization and culture of quality among sellers and consumers of products, especially life danger products. Officials of the agency spoke on the imperatives of standards and how dealers, consumers, and retail distributors can benefit from complying with the requirement of standards. The whole idea is to ensure that consumers get value for their money and at the same time boost consumers' confidence on made in Nigeria products. You're watching your program Standard and You. It is time to treat your messages and Alimot Osifo is standing by. Over to you, Alimot.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
The choice to aspire to be the best is yours. The choice to live a quality life is yours. The choice to get the best out of life is yours. The choice to make the right decision when you purchase a product is yours. The choice to insist on quality is yours and refuse to be shortchanged is also yours. So you see, it's all about you and what you decide to do. If you continue to sit back and allow some unscrupulous businessmen to flood our markets with fake products, soon you and I will have no markets to call our own where we can get quality goods. The cost of remaining silent, my dear, is huge with adverse implications on our economy. Let us all say no to substandard products. Buy right, buy made in Nigeria goods. That's the way to go to save Nigeria. Hello, we're nice to have you on the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. Our first message here is from Osaritin from Benin. It says, what is the SON about? All right, Standards Organization of Nigeria is a government agency saddled with the responsibility of protecting Nigerians from fake and substandard products. Our vision is to improve life through standardization and quality assurance. Abubakar from KB says, I need guidance on pure water business. How do I locate your office in KB State? All right, our office in KB State is at 2nd floor State Secretariat Complex, Benin, KB. Kelvin White says, I love your program and the information about employment. Kelvin, please visit our website on www.sun.gov.ng for information about employment. Achidu Oga from Lagos says, I enjoy the program. Thank you, Achidu. Glad to know. Zubi from Kano says, I need to register some locally produced products. How do I go about it? It's easy. Just visit our website on www.sun.gov.ng where you find an online registration portal. And that's the much we can take on the feedback segment of the program. For any information, you can call us or send in your messages to the number 0705-972-4455. You can also tag along with us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. You can also send a mail to the address, thestandardandyou@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/standardandyou. Thanks and enjoy the rest of the week.